Welcome back, all of you, to the online class of biology. We were studying chapter 9 biomolecules, and I have already explained you about nucleic acids, proteins, amino acids, nucleotides, etc. Isn't it? So, I have already told you an experiment in which, if we grind animal tissue with trichloroacetic acid, and if we filter, we will get two fractions: acid insoluble fraction and acid soluble fraction. And in the acid insoluble fraction, we are getting what different compounds like proteins, okay, then we are getting nucleic acids, we are getting carbohydrates and lipids. So today we are going to study about the polysaccharides, okay, polysaccharides that forms or that we are getting in the acid insoluble fraction. So the acid insoluble pellet is also having polysaccharides. Okay, polysaccharides are actually what? Carbohydrates. Okay, so carbohydrates can be monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, or polysaccharides. Saccharides means sugars only. Okay, so carbohydrates are containing different kinds of different kinds like what? Monosaccharides, which cannot be divided into any further molecules. Okay, then oligosaccharides, they contains monomers, and oligosaccharides, they contains what? Few monomers in them. Okay, and polysaccharides means they contain what? Many monomers or monosaccharides. Okay, and if you see, they are just thread like structures containing what? Monosaccharides in different numbers. Okay, the monosaccharides will be arranged in different numbers. For example, cellulose. Cellulose is a polymer of glucose. Understood? Only the as it is containing only one type of monomer, they are known as what? Homopolymer. Homopolymer, why? Because they are made up of only one monosaccharide. What it is? The glucose. Understood? And as I told, the cellulose is a homopolymer. Homopolymer means what? Which is made up of only one kind of monomer. Okay. Starch is a variant of this, and this is the storehouse of energy in plants. Plants store the food materials in which form? In the form of starch, isn't it? Animals, on the other hand, they are storing the food in the form of glycogen. Okay, so all these are examples for what? Polysaccharides. What all? Cellulose, starch, glycogen, then inulin. Inulin is a polymer of fructose. Means it is made up of only fructose. Fructose, what? Repeating many times. Okay, and in a polysaccharide chain, the right side is called the reducing end, and the left side or left end is known as the non-reducing end. Okay, then it has branches, okay, in the form of carton, and starch forms helical secondary structures. Understood? Means it is assuming a secondary structure that is in the form of a helix, and cellulose will not have any helix. Understood? Helix won't be present in where? In the cellulose. But starch is having what? Helix structure. Plant cell walls are made up of cellulose. Okay, and we can see that paper that is made from plant pulp and cotton fiber is also cellulosic. Okay, and there are some modifications, okay, in the polysaccharides, like amino sugars, okay, like what? Glucosamine, N-acetyl glucose, galactosamine, etc. are examples where the polysaccharide show certain chemical modifications. Then, have you heard about chitin? Okay, chitin is also found. It's a kind of polysaccharide only, and it is found in the exoskeleton of the arthropods. Okay, and most of the polysaccharides are homopolymers. Homopolymers means what? They are made up of same kind of monomers, but their number, their the repeating number will be different. Okay, so now let's see what is the bond present between the monomers in a polysaccharide. The bond that is found in between the monosaccharide in a polysaccharide is glycosidic bond. Okay, what is it? Glycosidic bond. This is formed by the removal of one molecule of water when two carbons of a monosaccharide joins. Okay, what happens? One molecule of water will be eliminated, and that results in the formation of a glycosidic bond. So what is the bond present between the monomers in a polysaccharide? It is glycosidic bond. And what is the bond between the the monomer of a protein, that is amino acids? Between amino acids, which bond is there? Peptide bond, isn't it? And between the two nucleotides, how the two nucleotides are joined in a nucleic acid, that is the phosphate moiety links the 3' carbon of one sugar, okay, of one nucleotide to 5' of the sugar of the succeeding nucleotide. Between what two adjacent nucleotide, what is the bond? Then it is the ester bond, phosphodiester bond. Okay, so these are the bonds which you can find in between the different polymers. So the next compound that you can find in the acid insoluble fraction in that experiment is lipids. Okay, lipids. Have you heard about lipids? So lipids are what? They are not coming under macromolecules because their molecular weight is molecular size or molecular weight is less, but still you can find them in the acid insoluble fraction. Because why? Because when the lipids are ground in the trichloroacetic medium, okay, they get divided into small pieces, and these pieces cannot be filtered out through the filter paper or cheese cloth. That's what you are finding them along with the acid insoluble fraction, even though that is not coming under the macromolecule. Okay, so when you see the chemical composition of a lipid, they can be simple fatty acids. So what do you mean by fatty acids? Fatty acid will have, acid means what? What is the functional group attached to them? Carboxyl group, isn't it? COH. So a COH group attached to an R group can be a simple lipid. Okay, lipids means a R group. That R group can be a CH3COH or CH2 CH2CH2 CH3CH2, like CH3CH2 COH, like this. Okay, it can have carboxyl group with a R group. Okay, R group can be varying, or it can have the R group with higher number of CH2 groups. For example, 1 to 19 carbons, and this 19 carbon chain will be attached to a carboxyl group. Like this, the number of the carbon atoms can be varied. For example, palmitic acid. Okay, palmitic acid is a lipid. Okay, sorry, palmitic acid is a fatty acid with 16 carbons. Okay, including the carboxyl carbon. Carboxyl group will have a carbon, no? So along with that, okay, 16 carbons are there in the fatty acid known as palmitic acid. Okay, then arachidonic acid, that is having 20 carbon atoms. Understood? So fatty acids can be saturated or unsaturated. Saturated means what? Without any double bond. Okay, or it can be unsaturated with one or more double bonds. Understood? So another example for lipid, I told lipids can be long fatty acids, simple fatty acids, or else sometimes can lipids can also be found forming certain ester bond with glycerol. Understood? So lipids can have, many lipids are having glycerol and fatty acids. Okay, the fatty acids will be found esterified with glycerol. Do you remember when an acid and alcohol, when they react, what will be the bond formed? It will be ester, isn't it? So like this you can see what sometimes lipids contains what also fatty acids and glycerol. So this fatty acids and glycerol, in this condition they can be monoglycerides, only one hydroxyl group, one fatty acid may be esterified, or sometimes both the carboxylic acid can be esterified, or three. Understand? So have you heard about fats and oils? Fats and oils, how they differ? Oils will have low melting point, means they can remain as oil in winters also. And have you seen some of the oil, when the temperature becomes less, okay, of the atmosphere become less, they'll become very thick, they'll become solid. So such kind of things are known as fat. Okay, so in a more scientific way we can say that what oil and fats are lipids only. So how they differ? Oils will be remaining as liquid in lower temperature. Okay, but fats will become will become solid during the low temperature or in winters. Some lipids are having phosphorus. Okay, and that kind of lipids are known as phospholipids. Okay, phosphorus, if they are having, then they are known as phospholipids. We have studied this now. Phospholipids, where we have studied in plasma membrane, isn't it? Plasma membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer, I told, isn't it? So this phospholipids means what? They are lipids with the phosphorus. Okay, and phosphorylated organic compounds also can be found. Okay, lecithin is one example for this. Understood? And some tissues in the nervous system have lipids with more complex structure. Understood? So lipids are what actually? It can be long fatty acids, or it can be the ester of glycerol and fatty acids. Some of them are having glycerol and fatty acids in them. Okay, so in this case it can be monoglycerides, diglycerides, or triglycerides. So is it clear to everyone? That are so I also told why lipids, even though they are not macromolecule, when we consider their molecular weight, they are found along the acid insoluble pole. Okay, during that experiment of grinding the tissue with trichloroacetic acid. Is it clear? So here you can see the diagrams of fatty acids. Okay, and this is glycerol, fatty acid, glycerol, then triglycerides. Okay, you can see that. Okay, triglycerol, then cholesterol. Okay, these are various types of lipids. So this molecules which are, I have told you about amino acids, isn't it? Proteins. Then I have told you about the nucleotides and nucleic acids. And then I have told you about the monosaccharides and the polysaccharides, isn't it? Monosaccharides examples are what? Glucose, fructose, galactose, etc. This glucose or galactose cannot be divided into further monomers. Okay, they join to form polymers or polysaccharides. Understood? So like this we cannot divide them further into any monosaccharides. Is it clear? So that are monosaccharides or monomers. And I told you monosaccharides and polysaccharides. Then I have told you about the lipids, isn't it? So these chemicals, okay, or biomolecules, we can consider them as metabolites. Why metabolites? Because in a cell many molecules are formed. All these molecules are formed continuously. They are they are hydrolyzed continuously like this, all this reactions takes place, so they can be easily called as the metabolites. Okay, so if we consider, you can see that this kind of compounds, many kinds of compounds are found in the living tissues, okay, of plants, fungus or microbial cells. All this together we can call it as what? Primary metabolites. All the chemical substances, okay, like what? Amino acids, sugars, etc., okay, are considered as primary metabolites, or they are called as primary metabolites. What are they? Primary metabolites. And in addition to that, okay, there are certain other things like alkaloids, flavonoids, rubber, essential oils, antibiotics, pigments, scents, gums, etc. Okay, these are known as secondary metabolites. Okay, in addition to the primary metabolites, which are continuously synthesized and which are continuously hydrolyzed. Okay, in addition to that, some special substances which are not directly useful for the organisms. Understood? And these kinds of metabolites or compounds are known as what? Secondary metabolites. And primary metabolites are having what? Identifiable functions. Okay, they do certain functions in the plants or animals, but the roles of the secondary metabolites are not known. Okay, but what the secondary metabolites, like what rubber, have you heard? Rubber is what we are getting is the rubber is used for many purposes. Okay, actually what is it? It is the latex of plants only. It is the secondary metabolite of a plant, rubber plant. Understood? So what is their real function we don't know, but it is useful to the human being. Understood? So this kind of things are known as what? Secondary metabolites. Their primary function or their functions is physiological functions are not known. Understood? So that kind of things are known as what? Secondary metabolites. So is it clear? Examples of secondary metabolites are what? Rubber, various kinds of drugs, spices. Okay, so why we use various spices? They contain certain alkaloids. Okay, or tobacco. Understood? They contain certain kinds of chemicals. These chemicals, their functions, they of course they protect the plant from other predators and all. In addition to that, we are not knowing much about them. Okay, their functions are unknown to us. So that kind of things are known as what? Secondary metabolites. Examples for secondary metabolites are what? Rubber, drugs, spices, scents, etc. Understood? And they are also having what? Certain ecological importance also. Okay, ecological importance also they are having. Understood? So some of them what they are due to the presence of the secondary metabolites, they won't be attacked by the predators, I told. Okay, so likewise they are having certain what advantages also. So primary functions, or what is the major function that they are doing in the plants or in the animals, we are not knowing, so we simply call them as secondary metabolites. Okay, so here one list is given: pigments, alkaloids, terpenoids, okay, then essential oils, toxins, lectins, okay, drugs. Have you heard about vinblastine? Okay, it is produced. It is what produced as a drug in certain plants. So then polymeric substances like what? Rubber, gum, cellulose, etc. are also what? Examples for secondary metabolites. So these are what? Various kinds of secondary metabolites. Clear? Hope you understood this portions very clearly. Today I have taught you about the lipids and the polysaccharides. Okay, polysaccharides and lipids. Is it clear? So go through all this portions very nicely. After watching the video, go through the lessons carefully. You watch. Okay, you read the lessons and the various make short notes, okay, in form of small points. You can make the notes and keep, so that will be very helpful for you. Okay, so let's meet with the other topic in the next class. Thank you.